here in Call of Duty, we end up seeing some things that are considered very rare, some things that will take a long time to grind out, such things being maybe Chrome Camo in World War II, maybe Black Sky from Infinite Warfare, where you had to grind up to, I believe, 8th or 9th Prestige before you could even obtain that. Those sort of things are always, again, a little tougher to get, but eventually you'll end up having the opportunity to do so. However, that said, over the past couple of years, there have still been a few things that are so rare, they're almost impossible to get, or you may never have the opportunity to get them now, even going back and trying to. So today I want to take a look at, over the past 3 years, look at 6 of the most rare items and most exclusive things that you'll end up having the opportunity to, or that you don't have the opportunity to get now here a couple of years later. So that said, we're going to be spanning the games of Black Ops 3, Modern Warfare Remastered, and World War II as well. So let's start out, I guess, with that of some of the most rare items going all the way back to Black Ops 3, because that is stuff that we will not be able to see again, and if you don't have it, well, you don't have it. So starting us off at number 1, let's jump in with what I believe is probably the most exclusive out of this entire list of things for Call of Duty. That being the Call of Duty XP weapon camo. As you may guess, one of the reasons why this is so exclusive is that you had to actually attend Call of Duty XP. It came bundled with tickets for the event that was sort of a little bit of a preview for some things you could see in Infinite Warfare coming up at that point. Modern Warfare Remastered had hands-on as well, but also there were a bunch of festivities that players and fans of Call of Duty alike could have a good time at, and it was all hosted at the Forum in Los Angeles, California, where also during that time, Call of Duty Champs was going on. So whether you wanted hands-on experience with the new games coming out, you wanted to play around with some paintball in a real-life Nuketown, or if you just wanted to chill out and watch some of the best competitive matches of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, that was your opportunity to do so. That was where everything would be hosted, and the attendance was probably a few thousand over that weekend, but outside of that, it was not available to anybody else. And I believe that even inside of that, not everybody got this specific camo as well, if I am remembering properly. So a very limited select number of people do have this, and fortunately I was lucky enough that at the time I was going out there to capture footage for Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered to put up on the channel at the time, and I actually ended up getting one of these codes for that camo. So of all the things you'll end up seeing in this video, this is one of the only ones. I'm very close to another one that we'll talk about later on in the video, but it's the only one that I actually currently own myself. So it's kind of cool to have a piece of this history with it, and it's definitely crazy that whenever I think about the camo itself, how exclusive it really is. So that, to me, I believe is one of the most exclusive things in Call of Duty history, let alone on this list, so that's gonna take the number 1 spot. Number 2 also deals with Black Ops 3, but was something that was available via the pre-promotion for Black Ops 3, and was something that was in conjunction with Call of Duty as well as Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. Back then, right before the game launched, you could end up going to any location for Hardee's or Carl's Jr., and you have the option with a certain specific meal or something like that that you got on your receipt, a code that you could redeem and link to your Call of Duty account. Now, of that, there were different things where you get a reticle, you get a calling card, but one of the biggest things you could redeem here out of this was an actual customization set. Not just one of these set, but the entire set overall. There were specific codes that gave that out. So that would give you, of course, the reticle, the calling card, and the biggest thing that a lot of people really liked was that of the camo. Something that, again, is very exclusive because it was for a limited time, probably about a month to a month and a half of a promo before the launch of Black Ops 3, and breaking it down even further, you might not have even gotten that. I know that I personally had a few codes from that, but I never got the full customization set. I only got a handful of things here and there outside of that. So unfortunately, that's one of those ones that, again, is very exclusive, and as it being a pre-promo for Black Ops 3, we're never gonna see the option to get that in-game or buy it anywhere else again, unless you end up hitting someone off that may be very sketchy on eBay. This one is pretty much a closed case as well. Now, fortunately, the next ones we talk about are still obtainable, but they're either insanely crazy to go for, or they just take a tremendous amount of time to do, and that is no exaggeration whatsoever. We're gonna flash forward a year to Modern Warfare Remastered and take a look at 2 items in this game in particular that are just absolutely insane and incredibly rare. One of that, the first one that we'll talk about, being the Arctic Wolf camo. Now, this one is a collection overall Operation Bounty reward, so what you have to do to get this is finish all the Arctic Wolf collections for the Operation Bounty of the Arctic Wolf camo. If you've ever taken a look at the collections within Modern Warfare Remastered, they're not like what we see in World War II, where we have, say, 4 to maybe 9 collections overall. These are much bigger. I'm talking on the scale of the Arctic Wolf camo requires you to complete 64 collections, each with around 7 to 9 items perhaps in each collection, and all ranging from around 2,455 to 5,100 scrap and up, so the minimum you'd see is a cost of organically around 157,120 scrap to just under 400,000, which if you were to grind that out organically would be absolutely one, mentally excruciating, and also two, take a ton of time. But if you were to price it out monetarily, well, that's just a ton of money. So it's probably in comparison to what we'll talk about next, that being the Captain Price uniform characters. The same scenario, it's the Copperhead collection overall operation bounty, so that is something that again requires you to complete 64 collections. You need to complete all of them, not just a handful of them. So I broke this one down actually a while ago over in a video by itself when this was first introduced, but I broke this down at one point to see what it would take, and organically, it would one, take ungodly amounts of time to do to get all the scrap needed for it, but if it was based similarly on supply drop luck and you bought supply drops outright, it would cost you around $1,313.40 to get. Now, that is a lot of different math and a lot of different probabilities going into it, and of course you can do that probably in less but also more, but it is something that still is an absolutely insane amount to go into one specific skin that in a first-person shooter, you yourself don't even see. So is it worth it? I don't know, but it's incredibly rare at that. So I don't think that I've ever run into, out of all the time that I played Modern Warfare Remastered last year as its primary year, I don't think that I ran into one person with the Captain Price uniform, and I don't know if I ever will. Perhaps there are a few handful of people out there that do have it, but I myself have not come into that unicorn of a player, but maybe we'll see in time. Who knows? But that said, that again is going to move us outside of that second year of content we're talking about and move us into where we are currently with Call of Duty World War II, because there are two things that are incredibly rare here with this and that do require a ton of grinding out and is something that is not seen very often at all. So the first thing that I want to talk about here out of this is one that kind of takes what we've seen in the past couple of years of Dark Matter, Black Sky, Exclusion Zone, and really challenges it and one-ups it even, to the point where we have Chrome Tiger camo. So the standard overall reward for what we've seen comparably to Black Ops 3's Dark Matter, Infinite Warfare's Black Sky, and Modern Warfare Remastered's Exclusion Zone is Chrome camo within World War II. That's something you have to complete every single weapon, get that gold and then diamond, and so excluding the DLC weapons, if you do that, you get Chrome camo on all of those. However, to take it a step further, what you have to do is get Chrome camo firstly, then prestige all your weapons up to prestige 4, max prestige those, and complete all of the challenges for the weapons with the Gold Leopard and Gold Cheetah challenges, so that once you have Chrome and those Gold Leopard and Gold Cheetah challenges, it'll combine to give you the overall reward of Chrome Tiger. Now this is once again insane amounts of dedication that goes into this, and still to this day, once again, I've seen a handful of people only actually complete this. Everybody else still is nowhere near it like myself. I'm still probably 3/4 of the way to the Chrome because I'm very casual with how I approach it, but it is something that takes an extreme amount of dedication, but does look pretty awesome on any weapon that you end up using. So is it worth it? I guess that's up to you, but it is definitely one of the rarest things within Call of Duty World War II, and it's not something that you can pay for even, or you have to get out of supply drops, which is definitely nice. It's all organic, which takes a lot of time, but definitely sets apart the true grinders compared to anybody else like myself. So again, an absolute insane challenge to get this, but definitely on the side of rarer items in COD history. After that, we end up jumping into the final thing with Call of Duty World War II, and the final thing we'll cover here in this video, again, is nothing that really cost you anything monetarily or in-game currency-wise in terms of, say, armory credits, but that being the Flyboy 2 BAR or bar variant within World War II. This is a level 20 social score reward that once you redeem it is the only way you can end up getting the Flyboy 2. For a time being, the Flyboy Epic variant was available in supply drops, but whenever Sledge took out some of the weapons like the BAR, like the 1911, like the combat shotgun, like the Kar 98K, those variants out of supply drops to implement the daily weapon variant system that we have now even to this day. It was attainable for a small period of time right after the launch of the game, but none of the variants are available at the moment, and the Flyboy 2 is only available with that rank 20 of social score, which is 150,000 social score. So that's something that takes quite a bit of time. I personally am at the moment right at rank 19 going on 20, so I think I'm anywhere between 105 to 110,000, but it is still something that I have a long way to go. And while there are people that are max social rank, that full 250,000 social score that it takes to actually be at the top rank that you'll ever get within World War II and are verified, there are people that do have this. It is something though that still errs on the side of very rare items because not everybody really cares about social score and not everybody really grinds that out. So in that sense, there's still probably in the grand scale of World War II's player base, maybe only say 1 to 3% of players have this if I were to guess, though I don't have the actual numbers. But still, it is something that is quite rare in the scale of World War II content, and so that's gonna round out the rarest items of the past 3 years in Call of Duty here for this list. But that said, I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Is there any of these that you absolutely loved, any that you thought were relatively cheap, didn't really like, or is there anything that you would add to this list yourself? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I love taking a look at these sort of things, and I love absolutely seeing those max tier rewards, and though I may never admittedly get to them, it's always fun to take a look at for those grinders that may be on the road to any of them. But that said, let me get your thoughts and feedback. Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding Call of Duty content, anything with World War II, Black Ops 4, or maybe even some retrospective looks like this stuff. Always fun to do, so if you guys enjoy that stuff, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing here regarding any of that on the channel. But also, if you guys want to follow me over on Twitter, that's the best place to get connected with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on Twitter, so if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, link is down there in the description below. And also, if you guys want to follow me over on Instagram as well, that link is also in the description below for you guys if you want to check that out. But let's head out of the way. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you all so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.